Hey there. So, let's try this again, shall we? Last time there was an awful lot of talking and unfortunately not too many results. So we're going to get straight into it this time, more or less, and see what we can get today. I'm going to, I'll start by bringing up the E10K, but I'll do that off camera so you don't have to watch it all over again. And then we're going to crack on into deleting a domain. So I'm going to work on my B plan this time. I'm going to delete the star51 domain. I'm going to leave 50. I'm going to deconfigure it, but I'll leave it there so that I can hopefully move back to it and retain a working domain. We'll rebuild 51, add all of the system boards to it, the 0 through 7, and then hopefully the system will bring up on them and all of the system boards will come up. And then we can start the wonderfully enjoyable process of testing and replacing boards. I've written a little more into HPost, and it is very clear that you are not supposed to run it outside of the bring up command. And I thought that the only reason was that you can crash the system, but apparently not bringing things up in the correct sequence is also bad for undefined values of bad, so I'm not going to mess with that. The Sun VTS tools exist, which is a set of testing suites to exercise a system, basically. Short tests run for a few minutes. A full test runs for 20-some hours. There's a note in the book that it runs 22.5 hours, something like that. We're not going to go quite that far, and I don't really want to exercise the system. I just want it to pass post so that we can get as much of it up as possible. Anyway, I'll bring up the E10K and we can start screwing around with domains, and hopefully by deleting 51 and then bringing it back up with a full board set, everything will come straight up. Let's get it going. Alrighty, as you can tell, the E10000 is up and running. We have our existing configuration, hasn't changed. Nothing is booted up or running yet domain-wise. First thing to do is to edit our domain config. And so we're going to take all of the boards of 50, and I think we'll move 8 to it. Oops. Stop. There. And we will, let's put board 0 here. Oh, come on. There. Told you I was terrible at Vi. Okay. So we have 0 on 51, just so it has something. 8 on 50, right, so that should do her. And then we should be able to see our slightly different setup here. 809, good, okay. And I have already made a backup copy of 51. I'm going to now move it, the main copy, to a new domain, which I'm going to call half. In case there are any files sitting on the system called star51 that have any kind of configuration data in them, my goal here is to make those redundant. We'll call it a new, completely different name, half, so it should lose that history, except anything that was stored in the EEPROM image, which may include the running board status. So this may or may not work. We might end up having to crack some EEPROM image keys anyway, but fingers crossed, we'll move on. So now we're going to remove the domain. Oops, remove 51. I wonder if it's like domain switch. So this is bash, this is C shell. Let's try it here. Okay. No, I do not want to keep those because I have them backed up elsewhere. Okie dokies. So let's domain create half with the system boards 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And since we are redoing it, we're going to give it the correct Solaris release. Oops, that's 10. And the platform is E10000. Cross fingers. Cool. Let's check our status. Hey, look at that guy. All right, let's see now. So let's get our bring up messages. And we're going to first switch to half. To switch to domain half, that's a good sign. And then we are going to do a power on all. Alrighty, all of the system boards are up. Now we're going to run the bring up, and if all goes well, system board 0 should be the one that starts coming up first, and so we should see CPU errors on, I think SB2 is the one where things are out of scale and has to be corrected. If it starts throwing errors on 3, 4, and 5, which is the ones that were on star 51, then we know things are stored in the EEPROM image, and I have another problem to deal with. I think that's a good sign. We've got processor board or system board 0 mentioned here. 2, 3, and 5. I think we might have just got it. Hey. Okay, so not only have we got our bus in 3F, which means that whatever it was pissy about last time, it's decided to get over. 32 processors, 20 gigs of RAM. 32 processors. Okay, so any second now-ish, host view should pop. And we should get, wow, an entire system. Or half a system at any rate. So we can see that other things happened. A whole bunch of arbitrators on the ASICs got ticked, and I spoke too soon about it, deciding on a 3F. So it's jumped to 3.7, as we can see here. We still have our 32 processors though, so there's nothing there. There's something not happy, obviously, not to, state it through. If I read through the global address arbiter logs, I should be able to identify what's going on. I'm not going to mess with that now because at the moment I don't really mind that part of the address bus isn't running. It could be that it's just an ASIC on one of the system boards. That's probably what it is. It's probably not an ASIC on the center plane, but we'll see. At any rate, our system is in a, there it goes, fairly running state. Let's boot Solaris. Okie dokies. If I was smart, I would figure out how to do a div alias. Okay, so what we want to do is set the boot device, which is not configured. Oh, yes it is. Unfortunately, that is not right. So we're going to do a set-in of boot device, because I am tired of typing this in every bloody time. Oop. Hallelujah. And here we are. So let's get into our system. Oh, there's much noise. Come on, baby cakes. Oh. Oh, it must have hidden the password. Prompt, and I'm a fool. There it goes. All right. Whee! That is a ridiculous amount of information. Oops. Ah, yes. We can see our holes in the RAM map here. These are all of the banks that are not running. So that's why I've only got 20 gigs. So between that and the FRU dumps from the post, we should be able to see what is missing. Let's do a PRT-conf again and do a great for Spark just for giggles. Ah, lost it all. God, that brings a tear to my eye. Truly, it is a beautiful thing. Well, here we are, 32 400 megahertz Ultra Spark 2 processors. Okay, and I think this is where I'm going to cut this one short. So, after last video, which had lots of time and full progress, we have our half system. So, 32 processors, 20 gigs of RAM. Clearly, I've got some RAM DIMMs that I need to replace. I'm not going to bother doing that with you guys watching. You've done that before, you've seen that. It can't be that interesting to watch all over again. And I'm going to see if I can spend a little time trying to work out what the story is with the global address arbiter, and maybe maybe see if I can get the bus back into a 3F fully configured status. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I always appreciate the comments. If you have any thoughts, any ideas, throw them at me. Elsewise, you guys have a great day. Thank you much.